Hi, I'm David O'Connor.
And I'm Karen O'Connor. Welcome to today's Equestrian.
You know, whether you want to ride in the Olympics or just enjoy horses on an everyday basis, there's always a lot of new ideas in the horse world.
And it's important to remember that horses have been around a lot longer than people have. And if we want them to be a part of our lives, we have to make sure that we manage them correctly. On today's show, you're going to get a lot of information on how to take better care of your horse.
So thanks for joining us.
David and I met each other on the horse show circuit.
Yeah, it's an unusual life, because we have two competitors. We were international competitors, established international competitors before we went out. So we really had to figure out how we were going to bring the whole concept together of owners and employees and direction. And it really kind of took a while to figure out where we got not only us, but everybody else around us to kind of believe in what we were going to do. And that's where the idea of the O'Connor event team came about, and it's really taken off. It's become a much bigger entity than we ever thought that it would be.
And now there are, sort of tens of people that are directly involved and hundreds of people that are indirectly involved and literally thousands of people that I think are enjoying watching our careers with that whole extended family of the O'Connor event team, and it's made the whole journey so wonderful.
Horses and fences are like oil and water. They're always getting in trouble on fences. And most of the fences are barrier fences, so that impact injuries, cuts, broken bones, horses traveling too fast, hitting a board fence or wire fence. Cuts, of course, on wire. With board fences, horses spend a lot of time running the fence line to see if there's a predator on the other side.
We get horses running. We get them running at night, and they'll go through fences. There's no doubt about it. It happens on horse farms quite often. And when they hit wood fences, sometimes it's not pleasant. They end up with cuts and splinters, and sometimes fence posts impale them, and those sorts of injuries.
Electric fencing, it's a psychological deterrent. It keeps the horses from rubbing against the fence and playing beside it, rolling into it, and chewing on it. Electric fences are very safe. They're approved by United Laboratories for more than 60 years. They have a standard that the electric fence charger won't hurt a 2-year-old child. Millions of people have touched electric fences and got a shock. We talk and laugh about it. Maybe horses talk and laugh about it. But nobody likes to get a second electric shock. And that's all you're doing with the horses. Now, Electrobraid is different from other types of electric fencing. It's the first product where we use a high-quality yacht braid. It's very strong, and we're able to braid into the outer layer. This braided rope allows the whole construction can be stretched without the copper breaking. It's like a boxing ring.
An old horseman's term is running blind, and it's literally true. They'll run at something and just not veer away. A person, a car, a tree, and it's a pretty scary sight, and it's when a horse is in extreme panic. We've had a couple of those incidences in storms, etc., and horses have hit the Electrobraid fence and been either bounced back into the pasture or basically ran right through it, and you really kind of wonder how they did it. You have to look twice to make sure what happened. But in both of those incidences, when that has occurred, they've been unscathed.
If you run either one strand of Electrobraid or sometimes with a 3-board fence, 3 strands of Electrobraid on the inside, the horses won't touch that fence. So Electrobraid in combination with other fences is effective in cutting costs for maintenance and reducing injuries. 80% of our Electrobraid installations are self-installed. You can space your posts 50 feet apart. It's a much lighter job than when you have to put in posts 8 foot apart. Stringing the Electrobraid is like running a clothesline in your backyard. But we've tried to make it very simple. We have an installation video that shows you step by step how to electrify your fence, how to make sure it's properly electrified.
Well, anytime you're going to invest in fencing off pasture, you have to think ahead too to the maintenance costs. We've been pleasantly surprised in that the maintenance has been virtually zero.
Our company mission is to provide safe, affordable fencing for people who love horses.
There are so many different types of riding now and so many different ways to get involved in the horse sports that it's really open to everyone now, and I think that's an exciting time.
I think the figure is that 1/3 of Americans want to have some association with horses in one form or another, whether they ride or whether they want to have some association, and that is a huge, huge number.
I always liked horses, and my wife loved horses, and she brought the passion of horses into our home. One evening we were just sitting around talking about the internet, and we started searching around and we couldn't find anything at all that was related to horses. So we sat down and we downloaded a book. I fumbled my way through it and we built our first horse-related website. And we went from having 3 or 4 visitors a day to now having 20 to 30,000 visitors today. The vision of HorseCity.com is to create a one-stop place for everything that's horses. A lot of times when people go on the internet, they think of it as a big, vast sea of information. And what we wanted to do is be able to make one place where horse people could come and they would be able to find a home, be able to search the internet, be able to find horse health information, training information, horses for sale, all in one place very quickly and very easily. People that come to HorseCity.com are going to be able to find everything from Western boots to English saddles, everything that they enjoy about horses, whether it's trail riding or whether it's riding hunter jumpers or cutting horses. Anything that they think of that's related to their sport. It allows them to quickly and easily be able to present their horses for sale, not just to a few people in a magazine, but to millions of people around the globe. You'll find a minimum of 30,000 articles related to horses, breeding, training, racing, raising horses. We actually have an on-staff veterinarian that if you've got a question, you can email the question to them, and then they will actually respond to you via an email. My favorite section of the website is the video training tips from some of the nation's biggest trainers. It is the ultimate educational experience for children as for adults, people that are just beginning with horses and people that have been riding horses for years. We wanted to put together a promotion that would draw as many horse people as possible to the website quickly and easily. We came up with a horse contest. We give away one horse every month to one lucky winner. Some of the people that have won have recently had a horse that passed away. One girl had a dream her whole life of owning a horse. We're able to deliver it to her front door. So we are truly making dreams come true, and it's more than just a marketing scheme for us. To get recognized by a non-horse entity like Forbes magazine as the #1 equestrian website on the internet is the ultimate pat on the back or the ultimate flattery. There's a reason each month that 500,000 people come to HorseCity.com. Every member of our staff is a horse person. It's because of that that we know what horse people want. I absolutely think that what I'm doing right now in my career and in my life is the right thing. When children email back and say, because of you, my parents allowed me to get a horse. Sometimes people will say, hey, because of your veterinarian on the website, I was able to help my horse. The personal satisfaction we derive is when we're able to physically help horse people in a tangible way with their horses. This business has brought so much happiness to our lives.
We've been very fortunate to have a lot of people help us along the way and taught us their knowledge. And really, horses is a sense of tradition. I mean, there's a legacy to it.
We like to think of it that it's our responsibility to try to learn the language of the horse and put our brains into his brain and see what he sees and think what he thinks and feel what he feels. And then you become ever closer to understanding what his needs are.
I'm just a farm girl from the cornfields of Illinois. I've been a health person for any animal. Horses, of course, are our largest market because of the shows that I do. I've learned a lot from the people there and then from the scientific studies that we've had before. Usually if you talk to someone that has horses and you mention wheat germ oil, they'll say, my father used it, my grandfather used it, or I've heard about it. Today's processed animal feeds typically lack the natural nutrients a horse needs to maintain its optimum health. People are adding nutritional supplements to their horses' diets to give back what nature intended. Nutritional supplements may improve the horse's vitality and stamina. The horse may become more alert, more animated. After a race or a hard day's work in the field, they may also assist in the horse in coming back faster. Nutritional supplements will help improve dry skin. It will assist in healing any skin condition the animal might have if its diet is lacking in the essential fatty acids necessary for a nice coat. It will improve and make their coat very gleamy, glossy, and shiny. It also assists in helping the animal to shed out its winter coat. Wheat germ oil contains natural vitamin E. It also contains both omega-3 and omega-6, which are essential fatty acids. The active energy-releasing agent called octocosanol is also naturally occurring in wheat germ oil. Fat-supplemented diets are easily digestible. The horse's energy may be used more efficiently. These diets may reduce heat energy loss. They may also increase the energy needed for lactation, for pregnancy, for breeding, and for any type of workhorse. Many wheat germ oil products on the market today are blends. The wheat germ oil blends contain wheat germ oil plus many other kinds of oils. They may contain corn, safflower, soybean. The wheat germ oil blends have been refined. During the refining process, they are also bleached and deodorized. This removes all the natural nutrients of the oil itself, leaving only an oily substance or fat. In order to be a good supplement for the animal, vitamins have to be added back to the oil. They may be natural and they may be synthetic. Natural vitamins are, of course, the best for any animal. Rex wheat germ oil is 100% pure wheat germ oil. We have manufactured it at BioBin USA for over 65 years. We are well known in the breeding and the racing industry. Rex has been used as just an all-around supplement for animals for many, many years. Rex is put topically on the animal's feed. The suggested dosage is 1 ounce for every 400 pounds of body weight daily. Depending on the condition of the animal, Rex comes with its own pump that is pre-measured at 1 ounce per pump. For animals that are in poor condition, you would want to make sure that you gave it to them every day. Animals that are relatively healthy, you may reduce the dosage once or twice a week, depending on the animal. Rex is recommended for use on any animal that has a skin and coat. It can be used for dogs, cats, ferrets, horses, rabbits. We do get people that call in all the time that are just amazed at the difference in their animal. After 3 or 4 weeks, the animal is going to be livelier, more active, beautiful, more alert, and easier to work with.
Horseware Island, makers of the world-renowned Rambo blanket, has joined the dream team of Karen and David O'Connor, America's reigning champions, to create the O'Connor Signature range of blankets. The O'Connor line is designed in their stable colors with their personal touch and features all the quality and comfort that have made Horseware Island a favorite with riders. For more information, call 1-800-TURNOUT or visit horseware.com on the web. The O'Connor line by Horseware Ireland, Rambo's own dream team.
It's about love and laughter, good health, and great friends. It's about taking charge of your own health naturally and living life to the fullest. Let's Live features articles written by top experts that cover the hottest topics that affect you and your family, from the natural remedies of the past to the cutting-edge cures of the future. Let's Live covers the best in nutrition, supplements, herbs, and complementary medicines. To order your subscription today, call 1-800-333-9951 or visit letsliveonline.com on the web.
A horse works in a rhythm. Each of their gaits work in a sequence, so they are rhythmical animals in their motion. And people that ride well have to have that type of rhythm.
The closest it would be like dancing, close, ballroom dancing.
Yes.
Wherein you know the pattern of what you want to do, but you actually don't think about it when you're doing. That type of communication is very much like the relationship with horses, but you're not dealing with two humans, you're dealing with two different species.
Owning any horse brings so much to a person's life. It's a wonderful form of exercise, it's a wholesome activity, it's a wonderful way for families to be involved with each other. If you're showing a horse in the show ring, you develop sportsmanship and poise skills that you'll take through life. You'll just develop a lifetime of memorable experiences that you'll always enjoy. The American Saddlebred is America's oldest native horse. It was developed by the 18th century colonists. In fact, it was even used in the Civil War. Back then it was called the Kentucky Saddler because it was one of the bluegrass area's major commercial products. When American culture became motorized, the ultimate workhorse became the ultimate saddle horse, and now is used for showing, for pleasure, for a multitude of purposes. Whatever you want to do, the American Saddlebred can do it. The American Saddlebred is so exciting. For one thing, it's such a pretty horse. It's just beautifully conformed. It's very capable of doing anything you ask of it. An American Saddlebred has such personality, and you'll see it every time they see you. Their eyes light up, their ears are alert, there's a happy, intelligent expression on the face. The horse is curious. Most American Saddlebreds are very adaptive to any form of training. They're very hands-on, and they're willing to please you. Whether you work with your horse yourself or have him or her professionally trained, you'll find a very responsive, trainable, intelligent animal that's also very athletic. An American Saddlebred is capable of doing 5 gaits. There's the walk, the trot, the canter, a slow gait, and a rack. And although horses are shown in several divisions, that's pretty much the ultimate of a show horse at those 5 gaits. The American Saddlebred Horse Association is America's oldest equine society. It was founded in Louisville, Kentucky in 1891, and it's responsible for breed registry, for maintaining show results, for helping breeders make informed decisions. It maintains futurities so that horses may be entered at early ages to become show ring stars later in lucrative payout programs. It also has a division which provides research for the betterment of the breed and funds scholarships for young exhibitors. If you'd like to become involved with an American Saddlebred, first you should contact the American Saddlebred Horse Association. There's a charter club in your state that would welcome you into its membership. You'll also want to visit an American Saddlebred show or training stable in your area.
Here is your world champion for the round of honor, champion Wild Eyed and Wicked. Dina Lopez for the ride. Here they are for the World Grand Title.
Ask some questions, visit with the owners, the professionals who ride the horses and train them, as well as the amateurs and juveniles who are involved with these horses. It's a great way to get to know people. You know, it's kind of funny. You can have a daughter or a child that you're arguing about their room or their grades or their hair or their clothes or anything. And then you can set it all aside and you can go to the barn. And you can clean saddles and tack together. You can cool out a horse and walk it after it's exercised. You can have a world of fun. It's like a play world when you go to it. There's nothing like riding an American Saddlebred. It's exciting and it's fun and it's something you look forward to doing every Saturday morning or every day of the week if you're that lucky. They're good thinkers and they're just a lot of fun to be around. They look up when they see you coming, and they're glad to see you get there, and they're glad to go about their day. You know, there's no better seat in the house than looking between the ears of an American Saddlebred.
You go into that arena and you are able to think of nothing other than staying in the moment, and everything around you disappears, really disappears. You don't hear anything, you don't see anything else. All there is the repetitious practice of your routine, and then having visualization and then utilizing that to be able to make that a reality.
I've been involved in the horse industry all my life. I grew up on a farm in Wyoming, and I like being involved in the solution of one of the most pressing problems that they have in indoor and outdoor arenas. Horses require up to 30 times more oxygen during work, exercise, and performance than while at rest. So if this air that they're inhaling is filled with what we call fugitive dust particles, it will be entering their lungs in great volumes. The problems with dust exist in both indoor and outdoor arenas. And within the equine industry today, there's basically a war against dust. A dusty environment can result in very serious airway diseases and respiratory problems in horses. It can cause inflammations that decrease lung capacity and function. It can aggravate certain health problems such as asthma and pneumonia. It can also increase your risk of developing an infection because it overloads the lung's primary defense mechanism. There can be arenas that are so filled with dust that you can't even see. Dust can carry a lot of diseases and infections into the lungs of the spectators as well. Everybody involved in the entire practice performance is affected by dust. Arena owners have traditionally watered their arenas. This is effective in the short term, but it can be a constant hassle It can be very expensive, and it can be very labor intensive, not to mention that it does consume a precious natural resource. The other option is to apply a dust suppressant substance to the footing of your soil. When choosing a dust suppressant, it's important to find something that's non-toxic and safe for use with humans and animals. Some dust suppressants can do more harm than good because of their chemical content. Things to avoid would be petroleum products or synthetic oils that may release dangerous hydrocarbons into the soil. Some suppressants may have a scent that your horse may not like and may disrupt your exercise or your performance. Dustlock is an organic solution developed by EnvironMist to combat the problems with dust in the equestrian environment. Dustlock is clear, colorless, odorless, biodegradable. It contains no petroleum or synthetic oils, and its ingredients are EPA and FDA approved. Before the Dustlock is applied, the application area should be watered and moist. The first step is to insert the injector between two sections of hose. Then you should mix the Dustlock with water in the source container and place the end of the hose that comes from the bottom of the injector into the source container. Then you turn the water on. The Dustlock injector automatically siphons the water out of the container, out the end of the hose, and you water the Dustlock onto the application area. Dustlock works in two ways. Number one, it binds with the dust particles and makes them too heavy to become airborne. Number two, it retains water and reduces the hassle of continuous watering. It has a declumping agent that will actually reduce packing and reduce clumping and improve the footing. EnvironMist is a Sheridan, Wyoming-based company committed to creating leading-edge, innovative products that are also environmentally compatible. Our ultimate goal is to develop products that improve the lives of the people who use them.
It's so important that a horse has activities throughout the day, whether that's being ridden or whether that horse is being groomed or whether he's out in the field having that part of his day where he can enjoy himself and enjoy his other friends that are out in the field with him, where he can kick up his heels and have a good time. But the horse has to have activities throughout the day that are the stimulus for his life and to be able to be happy in his life.
Always have to remember that horses are herd animals and they were brought up outside, and they're wild animals, and the difference between a wild animal and domesticated animal are very, very close. We have taken their natural defenses away when we have them inside. We still want them to go outside and still be a horse, not be the domesticated animal all the time. And so we have to make up those defenses for them. That's blankets. When you're looking to purchase a blanket, you got several things to take into consideration. One is weather, what are you buying for? The second is fit, durability, and what weight of fabric are you going to buy for? In the last 15 years, blankets have changed a lot. New fabrics, new technologies, new way of putting things together. I think that has been a big deal. And really, the innovator, I think, in the industry has been Horseware Island. They came over there with the Rambo, and I thought it changed the industry, really, and everybody is now trying to copy it. Rambo was a pioneering concept. It was the first lightweight, fully breathable, but completely waterproof. And they did this through a technology called Aquatrans, which makes just water run off the blanket. And that became a huge change in the way the blankets were made. About 15 years ago, we met Tom at Horseware Ireland and really saw the innovations that they were putting together and decided that we wanted to be a part of that program. And we've been together for a long time now. It's by far the best quality of blankets and the best quality of that is in the industry. There's no question. They're the innovators of the industry. They're not the imitators. Other people are trying to do what they do. They're always a step ahead of everybody else. And they really have taken this industry and changed it for the better of us and the better of the horses. In this time together with Horseware, we've really become a part of some of the innovations that have happened over these last 15 years. And with that, we've been allowed to have our own signature line with Horseware, all within their products, but being a real kind of special part of it. And it's been a great part of a great addition to what we do.
Well, that's true, and we're really proud to be able to just be able to tweak our blankets so that they are completely suited for our horses' needs.
We've taken 5 products from the Horseware line and put them into our signature line. The first one is a heavy turnout, the most useful blanket that we have. And then 2 stable blankets. One's a stable sheet, one's a heavier blanket with a quilt lining, which is unique to our line. And then 2 coolers. One is a mesh cooler that you would use just after exercise on a really quite warm day. And the other one is a cotton cooler, which you'd use just like in the autumn and in the springtime. All of these products are things that we use all the time in our stables.
Blankets are a part of the horse's life in today's world. The bottom line is, beautifully well-constructed blankets enhance your horse's quality of life, and that's what we're all after.
There's no question that a really well-made blanket makes the horse's life a lot healthier and your job a lot easier. Now, a winning performance comes from having a relationship with your horse that's built on trust.
And that trust is always going to start with great horse care. Once that's been established, the horse will thank you in so many ways.
And we want to thank you for joining us here on Today's Equestrian.
I think it's nice to look across the pasture, and especially if you've got small paddocks, you don't see just fence boards. You see the grass and the horses.
When we started the website, we had nothing, and because of the website, now we have so much.
Personally, I didn't grow up around horses. I was the kid who looked out the patio doors every Christmas morning and wondered if that pony was going to be in the backyard.
I like the contact with the people. We get calls from all over the country, and I get a bit of insight into all the different situations that people have.
You can't always win every competition together. There'll be times when David will win and I will fail, and that makes for a pretty long drive home, actually.
How do Hollywood producers ever get anything done?
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you get that?
Yeah, yeah.